بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
Assalamu alaikum. It is Tuesday, the 17th of August 2021, and in our series Reflections on the Holy Quran, this is broadcast number 244. And we'll be looking at verse, this is part one of looking at chapter 2, verse 91 of Al-Baqarah, the second chapter of the Holy Quran. I want to remind you that these broadcasts are brought to you by the Lahore Ahmadiyya community, which was established by Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian. And he taught that although people think that another prophet can now come after the Holy Prophet Muhammad, this is untrue and incorrect, because the Holy Quran says the Holy Prophet is Khatmun Nabiyyin, and the Holy Prophet said, La Nabi Abadi, there is no prophet after me. So now no prophet can come, whether an old prophet or a new one. But the Holy Prophet said, to guide the Ummah, Mujaddideen will continue to come. God will continue to send Mujaddideen, reformers. And of course, their reforms will lead to disagreements and differences of opinion. But the Holy Prophet also said that if one reciter of the kalima says to another reciter of the kalima that you are a kafir, a heretic, then it is the person saying it who's closer to heresy. So Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad said that everyone who recites the kalima has to be regarded as a Muslim. And he taught that whereas others say some prophetic revelation has been missed from the Holy Quran, this is incorrect. All prophetic revelation is in the Holy Quran. And people believe that some verses of the Holy Quran have been abrogated. But Hazrat Mirza Ghulam Ahmad taught that no verse of the Holy Quran was, is, or ever shall be abrogated. Further, he stressed that jihad is a duty of every Muslim and it should be conducted by them. But he stressed that we should look for guidance to the Holy Prophet Muhammad about what jihad is. We shouldn't make up our own definitions. When returning from a battle, the Holy Prophet Muhammad said that from Jihad-e-Asghar, they were returning to Jihad-e-Akbar, and then explained the Jihad-e-Akbar, or the greater struggle, is Jihad bin Nafs. And that is Jihad with our own selves. With that, let us go to the verse that we're going to look at today. Chapter 2, I'm on the wrong verse. chapter 2, verse 91. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذا قيل لهم آمنوا بما أنزل الله قالوا نؤمن بما أنزل علينا ويكفرون بما وراءه وهو الحق مصدقا لما معهم قل فلما تقتلون أنبياء الله من قبل إن كنتم مؤمنين. And when it was said to them, believe in that which Allah has revealed, they say, we believe in that which was revealed to us. And they deny what is besides that, while it is the truth, verifying that which they have. Say, why then did you kill Allah's prophets before this, if you believed, if you were believers? So today I was hoping to go through 2 words, but in the Urdu lecture I only managed to get through 1. Wa, and this is, connecting word. Again, Iza is a connecting word. So the first word we look at is qeel. So if we go to my notes on the computer and see what it means. Where are we? There we are. Its triliteral root is Qaf, Wa, Lam. And it occurs in the Holy Quran 1720, 1722 times, with 6 different meanings or derived forms. 1618 times it occurs as the verb qala, and 100 times as the noun qawl. So 1618 and that's 92, let's say 100, that's almost there. And then 5 times as qail, and 4 times as qeel, and twice as tawakkala, and once as aqawil. And from the very start, وَمَنْ يَقُولُ آمَنَّا بِاللَّهِ وَبِالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ وَمَا هُمْ, say. So that was chapter 2, verse 8. Then verse 11, وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ لَا وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ لَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَإِذَا قِيلَ لَهُمْ لَا تُفْسِدُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ قَالُوا إِنَّمَا نَحْنُ مُصْلِحُونَ. So this is not chapter 11, verse 11 of chapter 2. So, what does it then mean? Okay, let's have a look at the notes. Okay, I guess the closest would be the English word statement. Someone said something. So it refers to that. And some people say that there has to be movement, as the mouth moving, the tongue moving, and so on. But of course, if you look at the Holy Quran, for example, chapter 4, verse 122 says, وَمَنْ أَصْدَقُ مِنَ اللَّهِ قِيلًا. And who is it who speaks, who says, قِيلًا, the truth more than Allah? Now Allah, these people who say that there has to be movement of the lips and the tongue and so on for this word to apply. I mean, obviously God doesn't have a mouth the way we have. He doesn't speak the way we do. We don't know how he speaks, but certainly he doesn't speak the way that we do. And then as I said, it could be one word, or it could be a sentence, or it could be a whole speech. But interestingly, taking this further about God's speech, if you look at chapter 58, verse 8, وَيَقُولُونَ فِي أَنفُسِهِمْ لَوْلَا يُعَذِّبُنَا اللَّهُ, chapter 58, verse 8. And they think in their hearts, they say in their hearts, that if he really is a prophet of Allah, then why doesn't God punish us for what we say? But here, no movement is involved of lips or tongue or whatever, because the Holy Quran clearly says that in their hearts they believe. So, thought. Then that leads us to the next thing, that opinion, belief, it will apply to them as well. Because you don't necessarily express them, but you might hold an opinion without expressing it. And then we have again Wahi. God says in the Holy Quran, it says about Zulkarnain, قُلْنَا يَزَلْ قَرْنَيْنِ إِمَّا أَن تُعَذِّبَ, chapter 18, verse 86. So he said to Zulkarnain, don't trouble them. So this is God saying he said it. But how did he say it? Because God doesn't talk the way we do. So here God's revelation is being called Qawl, Qulna. And then and again, the other verse of the Holy Quran in chapter 1, verse 69, Qulna ya naru kuni bardam wa salama. And I said, this is God saying, and I said to the fire, cool down. So again, this is God's command and it's not the way we speak. Again, the Holy Quran says, chapter 3, verse 167, يَقُولُونَ بِأَفْوَاهِهِمْ مَا لَيْسَ فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ. And then what they say is not what is on your tongue. What is in your hearts is not what is on your tongues. So, afwahihim means lies. And about Hazrat Isa, God says, Inna masala Isa indallahi kamasalin Adama khalaqahu min turabin thumma qala lahu kun fayakun. He says, and qala, and it is. So Hazrat Isa here is called Allah's call, His command, His statement. In another place, chapter 4, verse 171, the Holy Quran says, وَكَلِمَتُهُ أَلْقَاهَا إِلَى Maryam. So here, Hazrat Isa is called call, God's call, God's command or His statement. And some people say that the word kalimatu doesn't refer to Jesus. Jesus is not being called God's command, but it refers to the good news that was given to Mary, that she'll have a son. And further on, chapter 69, verse 40-41, Innahu laqawlu rasulin karimin wa ma huwa biqawli sha'irin qalilan ma tu'minun. And here it says what the Rasul says, the statement of the Rasul. They're referring to the Quran, it's saying what the Rasul says. But of course, this is not what the Rasul is saying. Quran is what God is saying. But even so, very few of you accept. Now, you see, this is what you should think about. That here, the Quran is being called Innahu laqawlu rasulin kareem. The Rasul's call, Rasul, what the Rasul is saying. Literally, it means that. But think about it. Our belief is not that the Holy Prophet. This is the saying of the Holy Prophet, but that God gave his commandments, his message to Hazrat Jibreel, and Hazrat Jibreel then brought them to the Holy Prophet, saying, God commands you to whatever. And in summary, I will stress this, that you must pay attention to the context in which words are being used. Otherwise, you will be misled. Someone can present this verse of the Holy Quran itself. The Quran itself says that it is Rasul's call. The Holy Quran is Rasul's call, because literally what it's saying. Innahu laqawlu Rasulin Kareem. What the Prophet is saying. But it is actually God's revelation. And of course, the often recited verse, which is now really only used when someone dies, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun. And the Holy Quran says, Iza asabathum musibatun qalu inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun. And when they face some difficulty, some trial, they say, we are from Allah and to Him we shall return. So we can summarize this, and we can see that all, it's making a statement. Actually, I would say not even making a statement, but uttering a sound from your mouth, from your tongue. It may be one word, it may be a letter, it may be a word, it may be a sentence, it may be a whole speech. But in addition, something, your thoughts, which is your thoughts, your belief, your opinion. So these are all the word qawl is used for all of them, and metaphorically for hitting someone, beating someone, for overcoming something, for death, turning your attention to something. This word is used for all of them. And this is why I was stressing that it's so important that you actually consider how the word is being used, the context in which the word is being used. The example I gave, that وَكَلِمَتُهُ, and this kalma, this call, this statement, this news was given to Mary. And lots of people interpret that to mean Jesus. So, but others say that it was just glad tidings. But if you look at another verse about where Jesus said Adam are compared, Inna masala Isa indallahi kamasali Adama khalaqahu min turabi, min turabin thumma qala lahu kun fayakun. Chapter 3, verse 59. Isa's example is that he resembles Adam in that God said, kun fayakun, be, and it is. So you can combine these two verses and be mistaken into thinking that Jesus is a part of Godhead. If you don't, it's the same word, but if you don't interpret it correctly, then you will be led to disbelief. So this is why we started this series where we are looking at words of the Holy Quran and see what they mean and what message they give us. So with the prayer that whoever you are and wherever you may be, I take my leave of you, that Allah keep the whole of humanity safe and sound and free from harm. Assalamu alaikum, Khuda Hafiz, goodbye.